Hello, my wonderful friends. Guess where I am? I'm in my tiny, tiny home. And this tiny home, you may hear a little bit of a noise in the background. I apologize. It's my little space heater that's in here. Have it on low. I have a power bar that will blow if it's a little too much. I'd just rather go and reset the power bar than have to figure other stuff out. So I've got that set up. I'm in my little luxury abode here. It is absolutely luxurious. It is. I could make a whole bunch of these and rent them out. I think it would be awesome. So I had a wonderful day today. I think things are really starting to move, energetically speaking. I had an appointment with my bank lady to go over some things. And one of the issue that I had was that Revenue Canada sent our little reimbursement checks. I got about 800 and Raven got 2,500, and we have a joint account. But there's an issue because of her will that was because she passed a lot quicker than what was expected. She had no time to go in and see a lawyer and do all that jazz. So a lawyer told her to do this certain setup, and that would be considered a holographic will. So I brought that in, and it was an issue. So, anyways, I changed my whole approach and got myself out of defense. Now, this is all after doing the pumpkin carving interdimensional lantern and realizing that a lot of that was also inner work on myself. And I think this is something to really work on. And next year, I want to have some test subjects to work with me on a carving workshop with this in mind, and then people to give me feedback. Because I feel that this work done at that time when the veils are the thinnest between also the subconscious and the conscious, there's a lot of room for phenomenal fast track inner work, because I felt like I Dranoed myself. I cleared something major. And now a whole bunch of amazing shit's happening. Just to give you an idea, I called up a company that I thought their product was really, really cool. I told them my story, my whole situation. I never would have done that before. I just laid it on the table, said this is where I'm at. I have a fair amount of followers. People are interested in seeing what I do with my situation, where I go with it, how creative I get. They're also kind of concerned about the winter coming. And I said, and I saw your sauna. It's a portable sauna with the little stove and everything. And I was like hovering on, you know what? I'm saving up. I'm getting that friggin' sauna. It's not that expensive either. It's just over $1,000. It's a double-walled insulated tent made for this. And I thought, I keep saying for 20 years, I keep saying one day I'm going to build a sauna. I'm going to build a sauna. And I keep saying it, and now I'm saying next year I'm going to build a sauna. What are the chances that I might be too busy and never get a sauna done again? Well, here is my chance. But also, I can move it. I can pop it up, put it down really quick. There's no strings tied or anything. And I can take it with me wherever I drive. I could go to a opening like frozen lake, set up my sauna, cut a hole in the ice for my polar dip, sit in the sauna till I'm nicely overheated, go do my polar dip, go back in the sauna. Like, there's so much you can do with this thing. The wood stove is only 40 pounds. It's got rocks that you'd have to bring with you, and so on and so forth. So I'm just so excited. I called, I told her my situation. I said I'd be interested in any kind of connection with them. Like, maybe if people wanted to buy one, could I get them a deal? If they use Nomad as a code, could they get a little bit of a deal, that kind of thing. So she said she's totally into networking, and she loves my story. She loves everything about it. And she's sending me a sauna. It's a secondhand one, because they're on back order at the moment, so she couldn't get it in anyways. But she's sending me a new wood stove, sauna wood stove, and she's sending me a secondhand used that they've been using, and it's got some little tape bit on it where they hadn't tied it down, and it blew over and it scorched a corner on the tent. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Do not set up the stove in there unless you have everything tethered perfectly so it doesn't move. But I'm going to learn all this stuff, and I'm going to give reports on everything about it. If I like it, if I don't like it, how much I like it, what it seems to do for me. But I'm anticipating, because the cool thing is, if I have this sauna, it means I can do my cold plunges. Because I was holding off the cold plunges until at least I got my little wood stove in, so I could have somewhere to go and heat myself up after I'm that cold. I'm not screwing around with that. So now I'm anticipating with this sauna, I can start doing my Wim Hof stuff as well. So I can start doing my hydrotherapy. I've got my shamanic stuff working. I'm ordered something that is one friggin' surprise for you guys. You will not believe it. I can't remember if I even mentioned it fully before, but we'll find out. It's a little surprise. It's coming in the mail from Siberia, from a shaman, an actual Siberian shaman, an instrument maker, and that was through a link, another synchronicity, with someone coming by that just happened to have had one. So I've got that on order. I've got a freaking tent coming. All of this, I swear, is coming out of the pumpkin carving event, where all this stuff came up and it was really heavy and difficult to work with, and energetically speaking. And now I've got all this stuff manifesting. So I'm thinking some things for my near future. What I might, if this sauna turns out amazingly, I might see about, just getting a little percentage for sales, because I'm good at selling something if I believe in it. Only if I believe in it. I don't want to sell anything if I don't believe in it. So who knows? Maybe people will be coming for a soul print session and leaving with a tent. Although I don't think I would be doing it that way. It would be more that someone could order it from the company, and if they use a code, they get a little percentage off, sort of thing. But either way, I'm excited. I know there's something in the near future of me selling my own little micro batch roasted coffee. There's just a lot of fun that I'm going to have. And what I do know as well, it's in my feeling, sense in my heart, is the more I can have fun, the more Raven is going to enjoy. I mean, it's not just fun, but it's an aspect of it for sure. So, I don't smoke pot hardly at all because I get a weird reaction to it. It's not right away. I get a normal high like anyone might. Pleasant high, really nice. But it irritates my system, and I get it as a backlash later. So it's just not worth it for me. But yet at the same time, I have come across certain concentrates that don't irritate my system, and I don't have really an interest in even vaping in the daytime. That's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking more for a sleep aid when I need it, a relaxation aid, and so forth. Actually, I'll be honest. 20 years ago, I developed, I don't know the right terminology, I found myself having panic attacks and depression and anxiety, and I mean sometimes really intense, like such an intense emotional attack that I would have like projectile vomit. Like it would just be like my world was turning inside out. It was very horrible. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It just suddenly, I couldn't sleep all night. I had all this stuff. Doctors didn't know what the hell was wrong. My doctor in Toronto, I don't know if he thought it was funny, but he goes, "Damon, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah." This is me, wrecked in anxiety. And he said, "Are you cursed?" That's a fucked up doctor right there. You don't say that to people, especially who are suffering from thinking they're falling apart. But anyways, so I dealt with a lot of anxiety, insomnia, and depression. So I know maybe it was just for that. It was to work through stuff and also to know how other people deal with stuff. I don't know exactly, but it did give me that wisdom. So just have my little vape now. I charged it. Gosh, I forgot what I was saying. See, I shouldn't distract myself. But anyways, the general gist of things, got a lot flowing. I'm really working at understanding how everything works. I'm developing a deeper level of system to complement my soul print work that I've been doing since 81, 82. And this new stuff is, if what happened to me, if I can repeat similar effect with others, and that's what I'll want volunteers for next year. I'm just really excited. I'm really excited, and I think even the sauna could be a nice part of this experience, along with this special ceremonial thing that I'm getting from Siberia. Yeah, so I went to the bank lady. She's taking me under her wing. I told her, I said, honestly, I finally let go and just spoke honestly. And I said, money scares the hell out of me. I don't have a good relationship with it. I get bills in the mail. I'm afraid to open them. Clearly I got a phobia that I want to work with. I want to get my situation in order after the crash. I said, like, everything's in Raven's name. Like, there's so many challenges I have ahead of me, but I want to get things one step at a time. And she said, I'm going to help you. I'm going to personally take this on, and anytime you want to ask me, I'm going to help you. And I got kind of emotional in the bank. I couldn't believe it. I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate, but I do find, I must share this with you, that when things flow the best is when I've let go somehow of my fears and I move forward. I lean into the thorns. Lean into the thorns. There's another Advaita saying, you use one thorn to remove the thorn and then throw both thorns away. And I love that one because I think of the tattoo needle as a thorn to remove the thorn in the person I'm working on, their stuff, their healing, and then you throw both thorns away. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm putting that in my book 100%. It was interesting too. I even looked up the symbolism of pumpkins because I really want to thoroughly explore what all the meanings are. Like, why were pumpkins used, or any gourd, throughout the world for these lantern type things? And there's a whole history of lanterns of sorts being made, some more dried so they're more permanent, but pumpkin-like vegetable things that are carved out in some way and made into a lantern with a candle or something burning inside it. It's all over the world, all different time periods. So I really want to put a massive amount of research into that because it might just be a part of my book. I was thinking of writing this winter. I'm assuming I'm going to have a large period of time where I'm just snowed in and eating rice and beans. I don't know. And sardines. Where clients can't get to me if it's a really bad time in the winter or whatever. So if that happens, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on my book. I feel this really strong urge to get my book out. I'm not doing a super long one. I want to do something I don't even have a size. Oh gosh. I don't know, kind of like a book. Like a book that you could almost put in a breast pocket. Maybe about that thick. Nothing enough that there's some good reading material and enough room for illustrations and stuff, but not so big. And I just want it to be something that some people, if it speaks to them, it'll be that feel-good book that you just want to bring with you and outline things, highlight stuff, prepare for your amazing healing experience, your soul print experience, and so on. I'm just really excited. I feel very guided. I feel Raven very deeply. I feel that she is really opening things up for me, for us, for all of us. You know, you think about it, hypothetically speaking, if some higher aspect that is more Raven than Raven chose to sacrifice herself at a certain point in her life for the betterment of others, it's a massive commitment. It's a massive sacrifice. One wouldn't do that for some piddly thing. They'd do it for something big. So you're going to see some fucking massive changes in the world, and they're starting to happen right now. Some of you have already seen these changes because I've gotten feedback from so many people. Raven healed someone who is quite sick with cancer. He's gone through a lot of treatments, chemo and radiation, so, you know, immune compromise. They had been given their 3 vaccines, and then they got COVID. So not a good situation. I'm not taking sides. I'm not choosing to interpret what all that means. I'm just giving it for what it is. This is the information. I was contacted, and because they have a very good connection with Raven, and I said the only way that I feel it, I can feel Raven through me, and the only way that she wouldn't make sure that they come through this with flying colors is if they're needed right now on the other side. Like, she wouldn't go against their soul's contract. So got the news not too long after that request that they were fine. They healed really quick. It was great. So I feel really good about that as well. If you have anything, don't feel bad, don't feel selfish, don't feel hesitant. Just ask Raven. Just meditate and ask Raven. She's so ready to help people. It's not complicated. It's not witch doctory. It's not anything weird. It's just Raven made a massive commitment. I'm sure there are hundreds and thousands of people around the world that have done a similar thing. They probably get a similar calling and respond on some level. This is the time where this is happening. So check into it. Just wondering where my canned drink went, but I think I brought it in here. Canned drink, it's a soda water. It's not sugar. But I just don't remember what I did with it. I could use some water. But I did bring in my little teeny thermos my Raven Indigenous thermos. Isn't that a coincidence that I got gifted this from an amazing soul? And do you think Raven might have been behind this a little bit? Black, Raven's favorite. Egg shape. Contains an awful lot of parallels. And the nice thing is, I undo the little cap, and I pour fresh, hot tea. Pretty nice. So soon, I'm not that far from now, I'm going to be posting myself sitting in a lovely sauna, roasting away, sweating, not feeling the cold. Oh, anyone interested in having a go at the sauna experience, let me know, and I'll try, and if you're willing to come up this way, or if you're getting a soul print and you want to try the sauna while you're up here, just let me know if you're interested. Whether you're just interested, excuse me, burped. Kind of a hiccup burp. If you're interested just in having a sauna, or you might be interested in trying it out to see if you'd be interested in purchasing one. It's not a bad price. Got it like around $1,000 with the stove. Now I'll be the one to find out. Now remember, this is a prototype that's a bit smaller, I was told, and it's a bit old, but it'll be perfect for me just to start experimenting with while they're waiting for their order to come in. But boy, I'll tell you, if it's good, my winter has already changed just by that little shift. My mental state alone has shifted just knowing I have a sauna coming. It's kind of, I don't know if it looks cozy in here from your perspective, but it's pretty nice. I'm really loving it. I'm loving sitting here, pouring my tea, sitting in the lap of luxury. When I was young, I used to make forts up in trees, anywhere really, in closets, kitchen cabinets. But one was under the stairs of the basement. It was kind of like a really shitty little attempt at a bar. But it was perfect for me to hide in, well, not hide, but hide out in, and have a little light and a little fort and put blankets around. And I found a squirrel dead on the side of the road. Roadkill, and I knew, in this case, I knew that it wasn't there hours ago, so it was fairly fresh. So that was important because I wanted to try and do a little bit of taxidermy and teach myself, and I bought this book. I still have the book with a little rip in the cover and everything. I don't know how I haven't lost it, but I still have it somewhere. So that book, I followed that book religiously, and I took that little squirrel and I did a little prayer to it, and I said, little squirrel soul, I'm gonna show respect and honor you by doing something with your skin, and I stuffed it. Basically, I made a little stuffed squirrel. But I love the little space that I go into, and I just go into this little world. Now, my question is, like, people always talk about children and how they can go into this creative space, and that's a child thing, and adults don't have it. But what I have wondered all my life, and I'm exploring, is what if this child never left, and we've just kind of left it, somewhat neglected that child, and maybe that child that's within us has the access to this amazing creativity and imagination and ability to make things happen, because children can. We know that. Just because they don't know they can't some of the times. So if that child sort of source access port within us is accessible through various things. One of them seems to be, if you can find, well, as people say, find your hobby, find the thing you love, right? Is that, in a sense, really finding your access, your source access, your creativity access, your, the port that you can jack right into directly, avoiding any eclipses and cloud formations that might obscure it, and you get direct link. I'm sitting in this little room of sorts in my like a contained bed room, and it is amazing the difference it makes. I don't have thick insulation and stuff. I mean, I guess I could, right? I could do a thick insulation around this, and I would have a warm room. Here's an idea. But then, of course, it would be hard to take down. Anyways, these are all musings. But it could be done. And it would be practical. But anyways, I'm going to beef it up a little bit insulation-wise. Somehow I'll have to think about what I do. But my point being that it's invoking the child in me. Not necessarily everyone. Each person would have something that would invoke it for them. But by doing this purely out of the practical need to not freeze, and the sense of security I got once it was done, I did it in about 3 hours, and the amazing sleep I had, and I feel calmer as well, being that sort of contained space. Some people will be claustrophobic, but anyways, it's invoked a childness. Like I got memories of building little forts and things, and also remembering I always went into a creative state, purposefully, most of the time. I guess not always, but I always got into a really good creative focus, and now it's not a surprise. It's this access. So I encourage you to make fun out of whatever you're doing, especially if you feel stuck. Work on making fun out of something, and that will help bring you out of the stuckness as well, because it'll give you this port access to the child creativity, and to the child and its creativity that's within you, and I think you'll find some really cool stuff to play with. I really do. I think it'll be really cool. I'll probably let you go. Other than that, I'm going to listen to some music, maybe listen to Oracle Girl. I really quite enjoy her talks. I hope you are doing well, and if you're not, I know it's a sacred thing that's going on, even if you don't know it, and I know that you're going to be pulling through with flying colors, because I'm seeing through my heart some really cool stuff going on, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and it has nothing to do with lockdowns or anything like that. I'm not giving any weird coded language. I mean, this is something on a whole other level that would put all that paling in comparison. I would believe if some of the things I'm perceiving as potentials unfolding start to manifest, we'll know over the year, over 2022, I think we're in very good shape. I feel very optimistic. I feel very, very, very optimistic. Some good shit coming down the road. So get ready for it. Be prepared to be happy. Be prepared to be overwhelmed with joy. Be prepared to want to celebrate, want to dance, want to just shout out to the universe, with happiness. So that's my message for the day. Talk to you guys soon.